Hey, what's up guys? In this video we're going to be reviewing these, the brand new Nike Pegasus Trail GTX. So we're back at HQ and I really enjoyed that run this morning. It was stunning along the River Lee. All the autumnal colours and that, it was just absolutely beautiful. But more importantly, it was perfect conditions to carry on testing out the Pegasus Trail 2 GTX. Now, what does GTX stand for? Well, GTX stands for Gore-Tex. Now, you may have seen some of the other winter shoe reviews I've done recently. If you've not, I totally recommend you check them out. We did a review on a pair of Brooks that had the Gore-Tex material on it, the Nike Pegasus Shield 37, and some other shoes, but definitely check those out on the channel as well. I'd really recommend you look at those. And also, while you're there, don't forget to check out the review and the performance review of the original Pegasus Trail 2, and we'll come on to that shoe in a second. But anyway, today we're talking about the Pegasus Trail 2 GTX, so let's get stuck in. Right guys, so here it is, the Gore-Tex version of the Trail 2. Now this shoe I think looks awesome, and there's some really good colourways that they've just dropped it in. It's just come out here in the UK. The shoe's £130 here in the UK, and it features the full-length React foam on the midsole. You've got the shockwave-like pattern on the outsole for this sort of fast tyre-inspired look. They're there for obviously traction and a smooth ride between the trails and the road. Yeah, the shoe doesn't have a plate in it. You've got the faux gaiter piece at the collar, which helps keep out dirt and debris. You've got a midfoot cage, which is helping your foot stay secure. There's a tab on the back. You've got the toe fangs on the toe fangs on the forefoot, which help enhance traction. And the shoe is quite heavy. We'll come on to that in a second. They've got rid of that looks like the perforated tongue on this shoe, which makes sense. Where's the other one? Versus the summer one. If you look on the summer one, it's got like holes in it. They've got rid of that for this GTX, which makes sense. And they've also got rid of quite a few of the perforations on the upper as well. So obviously this is all about drainage and helping water get out of the shoe. This is all about keeping water out. And they're probably the main differences versus the summer shoe, I'm going to call that. So this GTX version has got this Gore-Tex material, which Nike claims is waterproof, weatherproof, and everything proof. It's also a thicker upper material, so it's definitely warmer as well. So it's more set up for those winter running, for the winter running and the autumnal running, and even into spring. And I think that's probably the biggest difference, like I say, between the two. It still maintains the overall feel of the first shoe. But I say they've just made these slight tweaks. Now what I wanted to do today was weigh it, because I tell you one thing I did notice is it feels really heavy in hand. Now I've broken out Mrs. Fordy's cooking scales. Again, don't tell her, because she does keep wondering where they go. But I'm going to turn them on hold tight. Now we're going to do this we'll do it in grams today, and we'll do it in ounces. So I'm going to put it on, hang on. You probably won't be able to see this, so bear with me a sec. So that's 344 grams. These are a UK 9.5. Now that is 12.15 ounces, which is quite heavy, no? So that's the GTX. Now let's try that against the original, the OG. Now I'm going to do this in ounces as well, because I can't bother to change it. That's 11.65. So that shows you there is a slight difference from the two uppers. Where they've changed the upper to make it the Gore-Tex material, it's obviously gained weight because of that. And I thought that when I had it in hand, that it was feeling heavier. That was really noticeable. Let me turn these off. She was going to kill me, isn't she? But yeah, that's one thing that's straight away that I did notice. But I've got to be honest with you, when I was out there, I didn't notice the weight on my foot, which I think is the most important thing. Now, some people don't like these, the winterized shoes. They say they get too hot, and you just got to crack on and get on with it. But me personally, I really like the winterized shoes. I think they offer something different. They do keep some of those elements out of the shoe, and they do help during the winter period. But what this shoe offers, I think, and it's for me personally, is a great solution to an issue that I have, which is slipping and sliding all the way down the canal and towpaths that I run along. Because of the outsole having the sort of minimalistic lugs, where's the, let me just grab it. See, I love the Brooks Ghost 13 GTX because of the outsole, but this is even more extreme. And when it gets really, really, really bad down those canal paths, this is going to come into its own, and that's what I've got it for, because it feels great. It doesn't feel brilliant when you're not on sort of lumpy roads. You know, like sorry, I'll go back. When you're on a normal road, this shoe doesn't feel that comfortable. It really doesn't. I don't think. They say this is a hybrid shoe that can go from road to trail, and it can, right? But when you are on roads, it doesn't feel like anything special. It feels pretty cumbersome and reasonably heavy, which is fine, because when it does get onto those sort of mixed trails that you're on, it comes into its own. I really, really have enjoyed running this shoe along those canal and towpaths the last couple of days in the conditions that we've got down there, where it is wet, it is slippery, the leaves are down and it's just a bit mucky, and it's only going to get worse down there. And that is where this shoe is going to come into its own. This shoe has been brilliant this year for me in the sort of road to trails that I've done, the little bits of trail running that I've done, but also down the canal and towpaths. As you can see, they've got a bit mucky, and they've been a really, really good shoe to me this year. I've really enjoyed running in them, and I've got to say, I think this shoe is going to be my sort of staple diet of running shoes, just for those sort of shorter runs that I do up to my sort of half marathon distance. I think this shoe is going to be awesome this year. I really am looking forward to putting much more miles in it. Yes, there is a problem with the weight, but I think you sort of give that up because you get the weatherized material, because you get the fantastic grip from the outsole, and you get the amazing sort of, what's the best way to describe it, responsiveness from the React midsole. So yeah, if you're looking for a sort of hardy crossover running shoe that's going to be able to give you a bit of everything, I think even if we get snow, this is going to be brilliant. Yeah, so if you're looking for a hardy sort of winter shoe, then definitely check out the Nike Pegasus Trail 2 GTX. If this is a little bit too hardcore for you, have a look at the Nike Pegasus Shield 37, or even check out the Ghost 13.